Good morning, class. Welcome to Yemma Farm. The theme on the farm today is nothing is wasted. As you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful day here at the farm. It is October 7th, and on October 7th, the sky is brilliant blue. You can see lots and lots and lots of green, and that may be strange for you Denverites that, hey, why is everything so green? Well, this farm is in southeastern North Carolina, and in southeastern North Carolina, we have a different climate than you do in Denver. We are closer to the equator than you guys, just, a little bit, but enough that when the winter comes and the Earth's tilt pushes away from the sun's direct rays, we actually get a little more direct light than you do. The other thing is we're close to the ocean here, way closer than Denver. If we were to drive to the beach right now, it would take about 40 minutes. And in those 40 minutes, we would be right on the coast, which means our climate is much more moist than in Denver. So we have more humidity, more moisture, more rain, more precipitation. We also don't get any snow, really. The winter time might get a little bit chilly and we might get some ice crystals, but we hardly ever get any snow, which means that plants that can live out here have adapted to live in a warmer climate. That things stay greener longer, the flowers bloom a little bit longer. One thing I want to show you today, and our theme of today, remember, is nothing is wasted, is I'm going to take you to the chicken coop. And at the chicken coop, part of what I have going on here is raising chickens, feeding them really, really rich, beautiful, nutrient-filled foods so that when they lay eggs, I can eat the eggs. These chickens are going to come out as soon as they hear us coming in. I'm bringing a special treat for the chickens. Do you see this beautiful giant watermelon? It's a little bit mealy. I don't know if you've ever had a watermelon that's kind of mealy, which means it's not like crisp and delicious. It's kind of like blah, blah, blah. So instead of throwing it away, I'm going to use it to give the chickens nutrients, and they're going to love it. You can see that I'm trying to open the gate here, as I come into the chicken coop and I greet my chickens, that they're all getting ready to come out and see me. You'll notice that the chickens look like they're from different, we call them breeds. You know how dogs are, all dogs are dogs? Well, there's different breeds of dogs, which means all dogs are from the same genus and the same species, just like human beings. We're from the same genus and the same species. We're exactly the same, but we have some differences. We have some traits that are varied. Chickens also have breeds as well, so those varied traits. You can see this brown chicken in front of me here. This brown chicken is called an Isa Red, and you'll see the Isa Reds kind of look similar. Those Isa Reds are only 3 months old, and they're getting big. Do you see next to the Isa Red, this black one right here? Her name's Peppercorn, and I've named her because she's super, super friendly and loves to hang out, and whenever I come to the coop, she likes to be near me, so she gets a name. Do you see this? Oh, and that, do you see how the little peppercorn is much, much smaller than the Isa Red? Well, the peppercorn is actually called a bantam, and that bantam chicken is older. She's actually over 6 months old. She has started laying eggs already because at 6 months, chickens start laying eggs. She likes to be pet. The bantams like to be touched right now because they're laying. And that is something that a rooster would do if I had a rooster. I don't have any roosters. which means none of these chickens are going to have eggs with babies in them because they haven't been fertilized. All chickens have unfertilized eggs all of the time. It's so weird that they'll lay eggs no matter what. Well, the bantam is laying little tiny eggs. You can see she just poked at me. Do you see that chicken right there with the dark color and it's almost got like cheeks, furry, fuzzy cheeks? That's called an Americana. And the Americanas are fluffier. They've got those cheeks, and Americanas are really cool chickens because she's young too. She's only 3 months old. When she starts laying eggs in a few more months, they're going to be pale green, turquoise blue. They could be like a light brown, dark brown. We call them Easter eggers because they lay all different kinds of colored eggs, and I just think that's super cool. The bantams, coming over here is a bantam, lays little tiny eggs. Little tiny eggs, and I sent a picture to Mr. Wagner so that you could see that. And then of course the Isa Reds, there's an Isa Red, they're gonna lay big brown eggs. So I am taking this leftover watermelon and I'm gonna let the chickens eat. They're gonna get lots of good nutrients. They're gonna get some water. A few days ago, I fed them the other half of the watermelon, and you can see that they ate every single speck. I've put some seeds in here for them to eat as well. So they like to eat sunflower seeds and soy seeds and pea seeds, lots of different kinds of seeds. The bantams that are laying have decided that they like to lay in buckets. So when you build a chicken coop, sometimes you build a nesting box, and in that nesting box, they're going to lay their eggs. But look at this chicken. She's actually in a bucket hanging on the wall, and she's in there laying her eggs right now. Her name's Queenie. She's a bantam, so it's going to be a little egg. This bucket, this pink bucket I had that I was using on the farm to clean up. And so I hung it on the wall to save so that when I cleaned, I could just grab it off the wall. And before you knew it, they were laying eggs in the bottom of an empty bucket. So I was like, fine, I'll just put straw in the bucket and then they can lay eggs in the straw in the bucket. So I've started to hang buckets for them to lay eggs in. And at the end of the day, I'll have about 7 bantam eggs. I have 10 bantam chickens. So they don't all lay 1 egg a day, but about when the Isa Reds and the Americanas start laying eggs, I could get up to, I have 26 chickens. I could get 26 eggs a day, which would be great. Bantams are really great flyers. So that girl right there was able to get up from the ground all the way up to the top of that barrier with no help from me. These are called roosting bars, and chickens like to hang out on those bars. Now remember, our theme for today is nothing's wasted. So one of the things that chickens do, in addition to laying eggs, here's my bantam. When I massage her like this, she's going to show us her cloaca. And a cloaca is the hole where the egg comes out. And you'll notice she only has 1 hole. And that 1 hole is for laying eggs and getting rid of waste. So when your body gets rid of waste, it comes out as pee and poop. Well, chickens only have 1 hole. So that cloaca gets rid of waste with just poop. That's kind of mixed, and you can see there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of poop. I'm going to take this poop, put it in a bucket, and bring it to my garden so that I can make sure all those beautiful nutrients that I was feeding the chickens can now be put as fertilizer into my garden, and it's all natural. Nothing is wasted. I'm so glad that you got to join me on my chicken coop chores this morning, seeing how on a farm we like to make sure that all of our resources are used and reused. Here's Peppercorn. She's going to follow me. Do you see she loves to be pet? So Peppercorn says, thanks for listening, kids. I'm sure we'll meet again, and I have lots and lots of other farm things to tell you. And I look forward to hearing about your science questions about the farm.